welcome back to the Run Like a T-Rex YouTube channel. It's episode 12, I think, of my March to Manchester Marathon series. So another impromptu week's break. So for my last video I basically did a 31k long run, and I was basically struggling with my hip and my knee, which basically I was constantly having to stop and stretch off and all that kind of stuff, and I think I've basically overcompensated. So I've ended up straining on the very outside of my left foot, just on the sort of underneath on the side, kind of that kind of area. So struggling to actually walk the following day. It was really painful. So I was like, right, my 20 miler or 31k, nearest damn it, 20 miles, went okay. Fitness felt fine, even in the heat and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, the fitness is there for what I need to do. Let's be honest, finishing it is the goal. So just rest it, be patient. Not always the easiest thing when I'm so in the routine of running, and I enjoy running, and you know, it's just one of those. So yeah, so it's now been sort of 9 days since, so it's now the Tuesday, and a little achy in places, but on the whole it didn't stop me running. I wasn't running funny or striding any different, so it feels, I'm kind of aware of it. It doesn't, I'm not going to say it hurts, I'm not going to say it particularly aches, just something I'm aware of. So yeah, so 9k easy tonight, probably a good thing, trying to break me in a little bit more gently. Felt pretty good. I was basically trying to treat it as a sort of a marathon tempo session, so keeping it between 5:30 and 5:45 k's, which I'm hoping to be able to. So 5:41 a k averaged out is a 4-hour marathon, allowing for the fact that most people who've done marathons before end up at about 42.4-ish, you know, allowing for weaving and all that kind of stuff and GPS drift. So I'm working off the basis that I'm probably going to have to run some 5:35 to 5:40 k's to get under the 4 hours, which is my ultimate goal. Like, that would be the dream scenario, getting under the 4. I'd be really happy with anything under 4:15. I'd like to think 4:30 is more than doable, as long as I don't have any issues on the day. And then sort of after that is just getting around it. If I have to crawl on my hands and knees to get it done, I'm getting it done. If I have to hop, bump, shuffle, cartwheel, or anything in between. So yeah, so basically I'm going to try and go out at sort of 5:35 k's, see how I get on the first half, and just play it by ear. I don't know what the weather conditions are going to be like for the day. I don't know what sort of vehicles I may or may not be carrying on the day. So yeah, that is currently the plan. So that's basically what I was trying to do tonight, just see how comfortably I could run that. Pretty much fasted. It's now about 6:30. I've not eaten anything for about 6 hours now, if not a bit earlier. I don't know about anybody else. If I'm in the office, I end up clock watching, or my stomach rumbles from about 11:10 if I've got a packed lunch. If it sees the afternoon, it's done pretty well. So yeah, probably 6 hours fasted. I don't know whether that counts as fully fasted or not. Let me know below what you think. And yeah, felt pretty good, pretty comfortable. It's quite windy, if you can hear this. So going down Broad Lane and the A45 was into quite a strong headwind, but I was still fairly comfortable, felt, you know, steady. So yeah, hopefully it's a decent sign. My legs, unsurprisingly, felt relatively fresh, having had a week off. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to, just with life and other bits and pieces, where I'll get all 4 runs in today. But I have booked Friday off because I had holiday to use, sort of use it or lose it kind of thing. So I'm going to do my long run on Friday, and that is so this is my peak week now. if I do every session to the prescribed length, I think 67k, there or thereabouts. But my long run is my peak long run, so 34k to do on Friday. I'm playing golf on Sunday, so that's naturally I'm not gonna disappear for the best part of 5 hours to play golf with my mates, come back and I say, oh yeah, by the way, love, I've still got an hour's run to do. That way divorce stroke death lies, so yeah, it wouldn't be fair. So I'm probably going to drop one of my tempo sessions or my speed sessions. So I'll see how my foot is tomorrow, so I might play it by ear whether I run tomorrow or Thursday evening before my long run on Friday. But I've got 9k in the cards, 9k banked, done. Felt pretty good. And yeah, long run will definitely be getting done, barring any major disasters. So yeah, decent start to the week. I mean, it's what, 20 past 6. Still daylight. We're here, guys. It's, right, now on my third run of the week, which is my long run. I didn't film run 2, which was last night, but I'll give a bit of a debrief of what it was. So it was 10k with a 5k tempo element in the middle, so 3k warm up, then 5k tempo. The intended session was to aim for 4:35k's. Bearing in mind my 5k PB pace is 4:52. So probably a little bit ambitious. But I was trying to stick to 4:45k's if I could. It was a bit of a gnarly route actually, so first 2k I managed it, and then it got a bit vertical, so I didn't quite manage to stick at that pace, but I did. So my 5k PB is 24:20. The middle 5k tempo I did yesterday was 24:29, so bear in mind it was a hilly route and I'd already done 3k beforehand. Yeah, I was pretty happy with that, especially when, well, I did it once I dropped Grace at Brownies, so I started running at like 20 past 6. I hadn't eaten anything since lunchtime, so yeah, relatively fasted. So yeah, really happy with that. Felt pretty strong. It was hard work, don't get me wrong. I felt I couldn't quite kick it up any quicker without feeling like my heart rate was going to go through the roof. So yeah, happy with that. And then it was a 2k cool down to make 10k. So yeah, good session, hard work, but I very nearly chinned it off, to be honest. My foot strain is still there, nothing major, but yeah, I am aware of it. It's taking a little bit now, so I was kind of thinking, do my long run the following morning, should I you know, can it off, but I thought no, I'm already ducking one session this week because I'm playing golf on Sunday, so I'm not going to get a chance to go out for my 4th run. So yeah, I was quite happy with 1, I got it done, 2, at the pace I managed to do it at. So yeah, feeling in a reasonably good place. After that, quite proud of myself. It's yeah, my second fastest 5k ever. I'll take that any day. So yeah, now on to my long run. So I'm just over 4 and a bit miles in, so I've got 34k to do today. It was a bit cold and windy when I set off, and the cloud that was meant to be here all day now seems to be burning off, so long sleeve top might have been a rookie move. So 34k to do, I'm not worried about pace today, or trying not to worry about pace. It's all about just time on feet, getting the K6 off, getting it done, and then making sure I recover properly afterwards. So yeah, today's not the race, but so yeah, just come up to 7k down, plodding along quite nicely. It's a little warm, but not unbearable. So yeah, it's just running Friday rush hour. Not the nicest experience, but we're getting it done. So yeah, on we plod. Right, just coming up to 20k down. Just having a little walk. I'm learning a fairly severe lesson in the importance of fueling and keeping fresh the day before a long run. Yeah, that fasted tempo session last night, I mean, literally 13 hours before I started running today was probably a bit of a rookie move. My own fault. I was just trying to, you know, married dad of 2, work full time. Anybody who's in a similar sort of situation with marathon training can kind of vouch for, you just try and fit runs in when you can, when other way more important commitments allow. So yeah, my calves are pretty tired, keep having to stop to stretch them and stuff, so which is fine. I'll get it done, even if I have to run, walk the rest of the way home and my pace takes a bit of a nosedive. I'm not that bothered. I'm not going to worry about Strava ego. Try not to get run over, because that would derail progress. Yeah, it's important. I was watching Mac Ashworth's, so Mac Tracks, go and give him a follow and subscribe on YouTube. Basically explaining what his fueling strategy was going to be for the marathon. The interesting thing he did, which kind of opened my eyes a little bit, was go through the fueling in the days leading up to the marathon. I'd not really given it much thought. I'd kind of just thought I was just going to stuff myself stupid with pizza the night before, which is my usual go-to pre-run, sort of pre-race meal. Granted, I've never done a marathon before, so I've only ever done it for halves or a 10k. But he's basically saying about the importance of getting your carbs loaded in the 2-3 days before the marathon, aiming at about 10 grams of carbs for a kilo of body weight. So I'm sort of 5'11", about 13 stone. It's not the biggest guy in the world, but there's enough of me to try and carry myself round a marathon. So yeah, I mean, that would be like 850 grams of carbs a day for the 2 or 3 days leading up to it. So yeah, quite eye-opening. I only watched that Friday afternoon. I watched that Thursday lunchtime, so I didn't get a chance to really put anything into place after leading up to today, because obviously I was running last night and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's something to bear in mind. Those of you that are marathon training or have done a marathon before, what have you done for your carb loading? What's been your sort of strategy? Do you cut your carbs in, say, the final 10 days before your race, and then sort of 3-4 days before your race, do you then really ramp it up so your body suddenly goes, oh, carbs, happy days, we've got those, to try and store them in your muscles? I mean, that might be completely, utterly wrong science. But I've heard that in the past about, if you want to feel the benefit of carb loading, not to have any and then sort of almost binge drink your carbs in the few days leading up to the race, so that your body's sort of, you're getting the maximum benefit from it. A little bit like going sort of decaf or cutting out caffeine before an event, say you've got a particularly late night or a big day, so that way when on the day you can then take caffeine and your body's like, "Wait, have some of that." Don't know if it's the same principle. Kind of makes sense in my head, but I got a D at GCSE Science nearly 20, well, oh Christ, over 20 years ago, so by all means take whatever I say with a pinch of salt. So yeah, calves are pretty tight. The other thing I'm finding is I'm listening to an NFL podcast, I normally listen to podcasts when I'm running. Country music or podcast allows me to zone out. But the thing with zoning out is I keep getting behind my fueling strategy because I basically zone out and don't think about anything, don't take any gel on. Yeah, it's a bit like trying to top your engine out, top your car up once you've already run out of fuel. If you've got a journey ahead, fuel for the journey you're doing, not what you've already done. Which is another thing I heard this week and a sort of light bulb went off, but yeah, he's trying to keep mentally in the game a little bit, so I can, yeah, so it's one of those. We'll yeah, just put one foot in front of the other, see how we get on. Foot strain's a little bit sore. I think that might be having a little bit of an effect on my calves. Just subconsciously I'm being a bit overly intentional with my foot placement. It's probably having a bit of an effect. It occurred to me as well, it's also the side of my foot and my ankle that I did when I hurt it on the trampoline about a month or so ago, so probably a bit of after effects from that. So yeah, it's just a bit tight, a bit achy, the side of my foot, and my calves are feeling pretty tired, so yeah, getting it done. Over 20k now, so 14k to go, just over 8 miles, and yeah, just one foot in front of the other, not worrying about time or pace. Yeah, and then ready to try and recover. Next week's a deload week, which will be nice to try and get back into the, oh Christ, oh, tight calves. Try and get the routine of back into 4 days a week running, and then but at a slightly lower volume. Right, I'm struggling, I'm not gonna lie. 23k in. Yeah, my calves and hamstrings have kind of had enough, so I'm now deliberating about whether am I going to get any benefit. I'm at Burton Green at the minute, so is there any benefit in me carrying on and turning right down Westwood Heath Road to go the full 34k, or do I cut it short? I'm about 5k away, take up to 28, because yeah, because of basically running last night relatively fasted, not being in a position to refuel well enough, I'm now kind of behind the 8 ball. I can't catch up with my fueling while still continuing, so I think what I'm going to have to do is, yeah, cut my run a little bit short. 28k, I mean that's still a pretty good long run, and get myself refueled, because I'm not convinced getting that extra 6k in is going to do any benefit. I think the risks outweigh the rewards. There's the negative side of me that's basically the toxic side of me that's saying I'm just negotiating with myself just because you don't want to continue, you're being soft, yada yada yada. But I think I've got to be realistic. I'm 5 weeks out from the race. I've still got a chance for I've got another 31k long run to do the week after next. So I've got my peak week coming up. So do 27, 28k today. Still a pretty good long run. Obviously, a fair amount of walking at the minute just because my calves and hamstrings I'm struggling. So forward progress is forward progress. Park your Strava ego at the door. And then try and recover, and then chalk this up to experience and a bit of a learning opportunity. Where there's a reason you don't do a fast 10k the day before a marathon, or most normal people don't anyway, because you've got to keep yourself fueled. So yeah, as proud as I am of doing my run last night, I think it was a bit misguided and a bit naive to just think that 13 hours later, having had my dinner once I got home, and then a bowl of porridge and a slice of toast this morning, was going to be enough to sort of refuel myself and pre-fuel myself for the long run today. So yeah, learning the lessons on the behalf of everybody. It's pretty tough going, but hey, I'm out here doing it. Not the run I prescribed or I'd intended, no, but I'm some fitness was achieved, some lessons were learned. Yeah, no, you learn way more from mistakes than if I'd fluked my way going through my 34k today, where it would have boosted my confidence, don't get me wrong, but at least now sometimes having a bit of fear to respect the distance of what you've got to do and respect your body enough to prepare it well enough for what you're asking it to do is probably equally important. Some fear is good, just to get a bit of the adrenaline going and making sure that you're not complacent with stuff and you don't just think, I've got enough gels on me, I'll be alright, crack on. If you're already behind on your fueling, you're not gonna catch it up. That's just not the way the body works. So yeah, not ideal, but we'll crack on. Obviously this is going to be I'm not going to do my fourth run, so this is going to be where I leave it for the week now. I'm just going to plod home. Got a bit of downhill now, so providing my quads will let me plod the downhill, because they're getting a little bit tight as well. I'll leave it there. So yeah, not the week I'd intended, but I still got out here for 3 runs. The first easy run at tempo pace I was quite happy with, trying to keep to a solid pace. Good tempo session last night again, tough going, but I was pleased I kept at it. And yeah, even the first half of the day I felt pretty good, but yeah, I got to about just after halfway, about 17-18k mark, and I was like, oh hello. As soon as you start feeling your calves and you think, oh, I've got 17k to go, you're gonna be in for a tough one. So one of those. Can't have everything, so hope everyone's had a good week of training. 5 weeks to go now, so we're probably 1 or 2 weeks away from 1 or 2 more weeks of sort of decent training to go before we all start tapering. Maybe even earlier for people that are doing Brighton or Newport. So best of luck to anybody doing those. Let us know how you get on. How's your training going? Oh, one thing, sorry, completely forgot, I've had my wave through, so shout out to anybody else who's going to be in the maroon wave. So we set off at 10:30, so an hour and a half after the elite wave. So yeah, they'll be about 15 miles in by the time that we crack on, but if not further. Yeah, I'm just hoping it's not too warm, because yeah, setting off at 10:30 is yeah, you run the risk of it being already quite warm. April's Jekyll and Hyde, isn't it? It could be 25 degrees and roasting hot, or it could be like the Cov half last year, where it was grey, miserable, and about 4 degrees and it was freezing cold. So we just don't know. all you've got to do is train ready for it. So yeah, give us a shout if you're going to be running in the maroon wave or one either side. Are you happy with your wave? I know some are a little bit concerned about the cut-off. Those that, I think they tried to square away some of the people who are going to be on a sort of 6-hour cut-off mark. They basically moved them forward a couple of waves, try and remove some of the pressure off them. So you've basically got the people who are going to be doing targets of 5-hour finish times in the last wave, with some of the pacers for that kind of thing, to try and egg people along, to give people a bit of extra comfort, because yeah, nobody wants the, yeah, marathons are tough enough without the sweeper bus following up behind people, trying to egg people along or get people on so they can open up roads and stuff. So yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to try and keep the 4-hour pacer in sight. That's kind of the plan. Depending on what the weather's like, I'll see how I feel on the day. I'm just going to run my own race. Hey, the main thing is to get it finished. So yeah, so solid week of training, 5 weeks to go. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to drop us a comment down below. If you want to give us a like and a subscribe, I'd appreciate that too. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.